Commissioner Ronan.
Yeah, I'd like to nominate Olivia Simon as vice mayor.
Are there any other nominations? Are there any other nominations? All right, we have a nomination of Olivia Simon as vice mayor. All those in favor, raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Congratulations, Olivia. I don't know if she's watching or not, but she is now vice mayor. At this time, we're going to set the, consider setting the time and day of the regular meetings for the calendar year of 2022. Is there a motion for setting the time and day of the regular meetings for the City Commission? Typically, those are the second and fourth Mondays at 7 o'clock.
I would move that we would keep the meetings at the second and fourth Mondays at 7 o'clock.
Okay, do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All right. The floor is open to discussion. Seeing no discussion, all those in favor, say aye and raise your right hand. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same. Motion carries. The time and day of the regular meetings for the calendar year of 2022 for the City Commission are set. At this time, we're going to look at the agenda. Are there any additions or deletions to the agenda? Seeing no hands for the additions, do we have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Commissioner Alsager has moved to approve the agenda as presented. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Bush has second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same. Motion carries. All right, at this time, we will open the floor for public comment on agenda items. Have we received any emails for comment on agenda?
No, we have not.
Okay, thank you. I do not see anybody out here that is public. Do we have anybody joining us on Zoom tonight?
None of the Zoom participants have their hands up.
All right, thank you. This time I will close the public comment. Manager Dissent, will you please review this receipt of petitions and communications?
Absolutely. For the receipt of petitions and communications, the City Commission has before it the City Manager Report on pending items, monthly report on police-related citizen complaints received, vehicle, bicycle, and vehicle pedestrian accident data for 2021, minutes of the Traffic Control Committee for September, minutes of the Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for September, minutes of the Airport Joint Operations and Management Board for November, and resignation of Kathy Rise from the Planning Commission, whose term was set to expire December 31st, 2023.
Thank you. For the consent calendar, are there any items the commission would like to have removed at this time? The consent calendar is items 6 through 11. All right, Manager Dissents, please review the consent calendar for us.
On the consent agenda, we have approval of the minutes of the regular meeting held December 13, 2021. Consider award of contract to Fedwa Inc. for the Claricone interior repainting and minor repairs project for $108,890, which is below the budgeted amount that the city has for our 2022 budget. Consider depository resolution, which sets signatories for bank accounts by position rather than name, and also gives the treasurer the authority to determine which financial institutions the city will use. Consider a resolution in support of final approval for temporary traffic control order number 1-2022, which made meter parking signs on the south side of Bellows Street for all non-street angled parking spaces between Lansing Street and East Campus Drive permanent. And all reverse angled parking spaces have now been converted to front end angled parking spaces. Also, consider resolution number 1 and number 2 to commence the proceedings for special assessment, tentatively determine the necessity, and set a public hearing for January 24, 2022 regarding the necessity of Special Assessment District number 1-2022. And consider resolution number 1 and 2 to commence the proceedings for special assessment, tentatively determine the necessity, and set a public hearing for January 24, 2022 regarding the necessity of Special Assessment District number 2-22, both of which are necessary in order to move forward with a planned special assessment for the reconstruction of 2 alleys in our central business district. Both alleys are located near University and Michigan Streets.
Thank you. Is there a motion to accept the consent calendar as presented?
So moved.
Commissioner Ronan has made the motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Commissioner Alsager, a second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the same. Motion carries. At this time, we do not have any public hearings. There are no staff recommendations or reports either. So at this time, we will move to announcements on city-related issues and new business. This is where commissioners have a chance to state what they'd like to announce happening in the city or announcements that they'd like to send out to other residents. Commissioner Alsager.
Since we don't have a meeting next Monday, and many entities will be celebrating and honoring Martin Luther King Day, I thought it would be good for us to take a moment to reflect and remember that that day is occurring next Monday.
Thank you. Yes, clerk.
I would just like to recommend everyone that petitions are due on the 18th for anyone that's interested in seeking the city commission seat in the May election.
Okay. So the petitions for the seat that ends the term ends December 31st, 23?
Correct.
Okay. And those are due next Tuesday?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Can I get a clarification? Which term are we talking about?
We're talking about the term that Brian Assman has been appointed to. That term, the election is in May. Do we have the date of that election? Is it May?
I'd say the 3rd, but not even the 3rd, right?
Okay. May 3rd. So we have, if anyone would wish to run for this seat, this, Commissioner Assman has been appointed to the seat. His term ends at that time. And if he wishes to run, he needs to gather 50 to 80 signatures on petitions and hand them in by the 18th of January at 4.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. And then that term would begin right after that election?
Yes.
And then it would end on the December 31st, 2023?
Correct.
Okay. Are there any questions on that?
That makes sense.
Okay. Are there any other announcements on city-related issues or new business?
I've got something a little odd.
Okay.
Yeah, has anybody, I'm just curious, and I'm lazy, so I haven't gone down to Island Park, but the ice rink must be up and running, right?
Yes, it just opened today, I think.
Yes.
I was going to say, yeah. Yeah.
So congratulations to the city on a job well done, controlling the weather in this way. I mean, I think some of the residents of the community might be a little upset that you got it so cold, but it's still nice to know that the ice rink is, good job. Thank you.
Commissioner Ronan, with 2 of us up here that were formerly on the Parks and Rec Board, we feel very deeply about that.
Great.
Yes, Commissioner Ecke.
I would like to join Commissioner Alsager to remind people that Earth Day is important, but CMU is also organizing events. Those events are open to the entire community. I hope that our community members will join CMU to celebrate Martin Luther King's Day and Peace of Week, and to remember the reasons why King fought for all of us. Day to everybody.
Thank you. All right, so at this time, I will open the floor to the last public comment on agenda and non-agenda items. I still see no public out in our audience. Is there anyone on Zoom that wishes to speak at this time?
No one has raised their hand.
All right, do we have any emails?
No, we do not.
Okay. At this time, we will close the public comment. This is an extremely short meeting because it's the first meeting of the year, and we usually don't bring up new business at this time. I do want to, I'd like to consider having the commission consider going into closed session. The consideration of closed session is in pursuant of the subsection 8H on the Open Meetings Act. We are going to move into that after we take a 10-minute recess. And at this time, I will adjourn the public meeting. No? Oh, I need the motion first, okay,
Motion for the closed.
for the closed session.
I move that we go into closed session.
Second.
Second by
Support.
by Commissioner Ronan. All those in favor say aye. Oh, I don't
Aye.
need a roll call vote, okay. Well, I have that even listed on here, that I have to have a roll call vote. So,
Commissioner Bush,
Aye.
Commissioner Asman,
Aye.
Commissioner Eby,
Aye.
Commissioner Alsager,
Yes.
Commissioner Roman,
Yes.
Mayor Kirschbacher.
yes.
Motion carries.
I just wanted to make sure that it was from the attorney-client privilege.
I did not state that, but that's what I have, yeah, it's to move into a closed session to consider attorney-client privileged written communications as permitted. All right, now I'm going to adjourn the regular public meeting. We're adjourned at 7:17.
New record.
Yeah, new record.
Well, I mean, it's sort of a new record. I mean, because we still have a closed session, right? I mean, I don't know, I'm not.
But this 10-minute hiatus is really gonna. It's gonna push it over.